RC fans, sim fans, Racing 393 here for a TT01E update. So if you watched the last video, you'll notice that we got some consistent runs in. I wouldn't say mind-boggling speed, but you know, we are only talking basic kit and just not throwing endless money at it, and it's old technology. So the nickel metal hydrate batteries, brushed motor, so we haven't gone brushless, or the LiPo batteries. That we came up to the conclusion that maybe these tyres are ballooning too much, and what I did mention was I'm going to purchase a couple of sets of tyres, some different rubber ones and some foam tyres. Now I'm going to show you some of the tyres. I'll take one of these off. I'm just making sure you can see what I'm doing, so you can see the front wheel. I've got the camera on charge and I'm using the inbuilt mic on the camera, which I'm hoping is doing a good job, because I've got, with the camera charging, I can't put the external mic on, which is a bit of a pain. So these are basic aftermarket wheels and tyres. They are a typical 12mm hex, as you can see. But I don't know if you can notice this, but the tyres, these are really, really soft. They've got foams in them, but I'm hoping it sort of comes across. So you can see that this is quite pliable. So much to my amazement, I purchased some other tyres. So what I've done is bought some of these. They're just standard wheels, nothing spectacular. Standard tread, I think. I'm going to work out which side, because they've got arrows, I'm hoping. Yeah, so maybe that wheel there will be this one. But, and there is a but here, these are the slightly harder wall tyres, but they're not as hard as I want them to be. And you can also see another problem. They are ever so slightly smaller. So we're going to probably lose top speed overall, but maybe we'll gain stability. Now, so I'm going to put this back on the car now, and next time we go out, we are going to be trying these ones, but I do have others I'd like you to look at as well. So I think that's on there like that. I hope this fits. It's kind of more of an indented where the wheel nut would go. So I'm hoping that goes on fine. It's got a flange on it. So I'm just going to check, make sure nothing's. So there we go. So there we've got the. There's a lot of play there actually. You can see that. Although people do tend to run I mean, that isn't deliberately done like that. Something's loose, I think. I've got to check. But if you run like the wishbones a little bit loose, it kind of settles the car at higher speeds, can make it a bit more stable. So we're going to try some different wheels on it, tyres. Well, the wheels won't make a lot of difference. It's the tyres. I'm hoping they don't balloon as much as what these ones do. I'm a bit sceptical now because the bullet of the tyre is stiffer. The ones that came off it, they're very rubbery. So I'm hoping they'll sort of hold their shape more. So that's what we're going to do first off. Now, secondly, I bought myself, here so I can show you, some contact foams for 1/10. I'm not planning on using these straight away. But as you can see, they're the 12mm hex, similar sort of width, but foam. Now, as far as the diameter is concerned, they're pretty much the same as what those new ones I've put on. The ones that came off, again, we've got this situation where they are definitely, if you can hold up there, they're definitely smaller. So yeah, these ones will go on. They're not any particular compound, but they are glued and trued. So that'll be my next, if I can get some success out of these new ones, like what I'm looking for is more stability at high speed. That seems to be the problem. So what I'll do, I'm gonna whip the body shell up actually. That's what I'm going to do. So that's the body shell off. Just making sure you can see what I can see. So I'll spin this round. So I might move the camera, just move it around. Can't do it too much, I've got a lead on it. So that linkage there, hopefully you can see that. And I'll put Loctite on the back end of that. And the spindle in the middle is kind of where the play is. It's sort of down there. There's quite a lot, actually. Try the other side. There's a lot. I took the rear shocks off and drilled the pistons out again, so we've got more. It's actually softer on the rear, but I think it's the springs that are causing the problem. It works a bit better because I've cleaned them out, but I think the main problem is the fact that the springs are too hard. So I'm trying to source some different springs, but that's proving far more difficult than it need be. I could buy some expensive Teflon shocks. I know I've even got a sale. They are on my eBay shop, but I don't particularly want to spend 60-70 quid on some shock absorbers yet. It might be the only way forward. So what we're going to do, I'm going to move the camera back a little bit, and then I'm going to put the other tyres on. Well, I should say the other wheels and tyres. I'm hoping you can see that. Oh, it's tight. So the tyres that came off, these are really good. I like these. And it has got the typical RS2000, get that right, RS200 wheels that would come on a rally car of this age. Nip this one up, nip it in the bud. My hand's in the way, isn't it? Maybe I should cut my hand off. That's fine. We'll spin it round. Just watching me change wheels. It's not exactly exciting. I'm going to raise the camera So I've got the camera raised a little bit more. I'm more concerned about the sound. You know what it's like, you think you've done it right until you hear it back. And you haven't. Oh, the other thing I've got to do, as you can probably see, the Tamiya connector on the battery, that came loose. So I think one of the pins is broken off there. I know you probably can't see it, but it's supposed to go in and sort of like snap in, snap off. No, snap in, and then it should stay there. That one hasn't, so I'll have to look at that. You can probably see that, but I have to know. I can't see the thing is, I'm doing it like this, I can't see the camera. So the thought behind this is the tyres don't flex as much. That's all I'm doing there. What I have noticed is, as I showed you earlier, they are smaller than what's on there. So effectively, the top speed won't be as much. It may not affect it, of course, but I'm more inclined to think that it will. So I've got another spur gear, high-speed spur gear that can go on it. I think the most important thing is to get some consistent runs, and hopefully over 40 miles an hour. There's not many RC kits out of the box at sort of this sort of grade that would do over 40. So we are on the right. I mean, I know all these guys out there doing. I've got TT01s doing 60 something miles an hour. That's really good. But I like to sort of go into a little bit more detail about how I'm achieving it. We can all, I could put a brushless motor in and LiPo, and it will probably, I'll probably get that 60 miles an hour. But I'm not. I'm more retro. That's fine. So I'm going to have to do the play in the front steering, which you can see there. I've got to clean the front shocks out, re-drill the pistons, not re-drill them, well yeah, maybe re-drill them, and then add some more holes. I'm pretty sure that it's the spring that's overcoming the resistance, and that's the problem. So I am on the lookout for springs, so it may have some different springs on next time it goes out, but we'll try it with these tyres. 4,300 milliamp hour, the same motor. I know you can't see it there, but the titanium modified or something. So I did know, I wrote it down somewhere. And we can always advance the timing, and we can also do some engineering work to the commutator, which is something I'm going to perhaps do. It does run particularly hot once it's performing, so I know I say on my videos we'll do a run, normally it ends up 2 or 3, but after that it gets too hot, so I want to try and get more consistency, and the way forward initially we'll try these tyres. They do feel, the actual tyres, it feels a bit harder. I'm hoping it doesn't deform as easy. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But I don't know where you're from in the world, but if you're anywhere sort of near the UK at the moment, we are, although we're in June, the weather is shit. And it's going to be like that for the foreseeable. Certainly, certainly the upcoming weeks. I'm going to move my camera out a little bit. I'm hoping it looks alright. I can't see the camera now, so. Now the smaller wheels, as you can see, they don't quite hide inside the arches, so maybe underneath some of these last wheels and tyres that I took off did actually skirt the body shell. It looks like going down to a smaller wheels actually alleviated that. So we'll see. I hope that some people find this interesting. I mean, I do. Trying out little things, seeing if they improve, adding on bolt-on things or things, but I enjoy that. So I hope you guys do too. That's my rear spoiler mini car. So there we have it. So slightly smaller wheels and tyres. I'm up on the wheels of this. I think the tyres are actually bigger. I don't know, looking at them. And I'm hoping that the tyres don't deform as much at high speed, because I think that's why it's going out of control. So anyway, that's enough of me today, and we shall see you out on track once the weather's improved. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope you can hear me, and bye for now.